All right, so you're probably wondering why we're not on the green screen right now. It's because I couldn't get it to work for this video. It will be back, okay? Just letting everybody know watching this video right now. You'll know what I'm talking about with the green screen if you see the videos. Today's video, we are watching a PLAT 5 Sojourn, who's on a 10-game loss streak and can't stop losing. Well, I kind of put 2 and 2 together there when they said they went on a 10-game losing streak and couldn't stop losing because of the 10-game loss streak. So we're gonna see what happens, see how it goes. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Apparently, when I say subscribe on YouTube now, it pops up a little thing it highlights the subscribe button. So I needed to make sure I did that. Okay. Why are they losing a bunch of games? Let's find out. So 10 games in a row is a lot to lose. So we'll find out. You're going for the high ground right away, which I'm really happy to see. I'm really happy with that. You don't have to back out there. This is Soldier 76. Like, don't be afraid to push in here. Like, you are running away over, like, you're all right. And this could be, like, kind of also like a product of losing 10 games in a row where you're, like, almost afraid to make a play. Like, you went high ground, there was one person up there, and you just ran away. And, like, look at this. Look at behind you. You see that Soldier 76? They're doing the opposite. See? Now, I'm not saying to do that all the time, but, like, look at what you've now done. Go back high ground now. It's going to be a high ground game. It's going to happen. Good pick. Here we go. All right. This kind of goes back to where we actually had a spectating we did recently. I think it was actually also in PLAT. And, like, a lot of what you're doing now is you're kind of just waiting on something to happen, so you're just sitting in main. And this is why I'm, like, for example, let's say you didn't want to take high ground, but then that Soldier 76 just sprinted down the stairs. That, to me, is, like, a good example of... That, to me, is a good example of how you want to play that, right? Like their soldier drops down, then you want to go top left and take the high ground because the Soldier 76 is on high ground. Your reaction to the Soldier 76 sprinting behind you, you got res, was to stay on the low ground. But that's your opportunity now, right? Because there's Soldier 76 who was causing you issues high ground, which technically really wasn't causing you issues, you just weren't there to help your other teammate. You now have free reign up there, and they won't be able to retake that. So, I think right now you need to... It's okay to try to make a play. You've lost 10 games in a row, but I think a good way to describe it is when you play, like, play to win, don't play not to lose. Does that make sense? Like, play to win, play not to lose. I mean, yeah. Right, and don't play not to lose, which means, like, if you play it too safe, then you might run into this issue where, like, you wait so much on your teammates to do something. When that happens, is it means there's, like, 5 players all waiting for someone to do something, right? And especially as DPS, even though we're in an interesting part of Overwatch right now where you could argue that DPS is kind of... Like, I guess Sojourn's really good right now, though, so, like, you can make plays on Sojourn. But, like, when you sit there and just wait for something to happen and you're too afraid to go take the high ground, or you just end up defaulting to just sitting here and doing this, like, you're relying on 2 things. Ult stacks, where you have too many ults and the other team can't handle it, or, like, an Orisa like that who just runs in a straight line who you've gotten, like, a limbs on. You see what I'm saying? Enjoy sushi. Thanks for the foremost Twitch Prime, so thank you. Appreciate it. That's how I see it, like, so far. And I think this is probably where you're losing your games at, is just you're just relying on too much when you can kind of also set the tone and, like, set the pace of how your team plays. Like, one pick is huge. Having them not look at your teammates, creates more... It's just a lot you can do, and you're kind of just defaulting, just sitting on the cart and playing low ground. You went high ground. I was really happy right at the beginning. You went after the high ground. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, what's the issue going to be? And then you just fall back. So, that's what I'm seeing so far. I really do think, like, already, just watching this game, unless I see anything change throughout the rest of it, I really think that for you personally, you just need to improve on being willing to make a play Now, let me give you an example. I'm going to pause very quickly. Now, a good play is not dive into the back line right here and hope that you get 2 elims, 3 elims, and go, where's my team at? And type a bunch of question marks to your teammates. Okay? That is not a good play. Now, if my green screen was working right now, we'd go into a whole green screen moment right now, so don't you worry. What I like to see here is don't just sit here. Like, maybe go on an off angle for a second. See this angle right here? Look at this. I want you to look at what they're looking at and what you could be looking at right now. Do you see this? Okay. You go there. They all look at you. What happens? You slide away. Now you've created space for your team. But when you stand here over and over again, you're relying on just other things to happen. That's what I mean by making these type of plays when you do things like this. Don't just stand here and go like that the whole time. All right? Here we go. We're watching. Yep. This is. Do you see what's happening? Look at this. Like, this is the equivalent of what you're doing. Like, I'm gonna show you because I think this is a good way to explain it. All right. I'm gonna make this work. We're gonna make this video work. Okay. This is the equivalent of what you're doing. Okay? Pretend there's a green screen. Look at it. There's a green screen here. All right? Pretend it's a cat tower. This is all like an illusion. This is a green screen. This is the background picture I chose, okay? So this is what you're doing. You ready? I've showed this before. You're just sitting here, and you're waiting for something to happen. Now, let me ask you, what is going to be more beneficial to your team? Sitting here like this the whole time and waiting for something to happen, or going on an off angle, on a slight flank, doing pop shots, going around, like making plays, or just sitting here waiting for something to happen? What happens when you do this? This is where you start to go on those losing streaks because you're just sitting here, right? Now, this has been a pretty good leg workout for me so far, but this isn't going to help me win the rank game itself. Right? So don't do this. Play more like, go this way. Oh, go this way. This way. Don't just stand there and do nothing. All right, I mean, it kind of works, right? It's not the green screen, but it works.
This ends now.
Great. We're going to shoot at the Orisa. You're probably getting a limb on them because they're just sitting there. But, like, you're just, this is not... I want you to start to play... When you're playing a hero like Sojourn especially, and keep in mind, you do have a Mercy. So it's not only do you have a Mercy pocket, right? Like, you can make plays. Stop relying on everybody else to make a play for your team. And you're going to hear me repeat that like 10 times in this video if we keep playing like this. See? You have now accidentally did what you're supposed to do here because of the Mayo. I want to point this out. Do you see what you just did? So rather than just like sitting on the cart doing nothing, you had to slide away from a Mayo and then accidentally put yourself into a good position. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like that made you play the way that you want to play as a Sojourn. You took an off angle. They couldn't look at you. Your teammates had a good angle, like in general with their ultimates. Like they could not do anything to you to stop you from making a good play there. Do you see that? Even that was a slight off angle, and you could see the value of that. So. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll record a couple. Tomorrow I have some stuff to do, so maybe I'll record that with the Diva Guide. Yeah, Peel. Yeah, Peel's a good one too. Good call. Now you started high ground again, but you're defaulting low ground again. I want you to take advantage of that high ground. I want you to play a little bit different than what your teammates are playing. Stop stacking on your teammates, okay? Fluffy Dog, thanks for the free Preston. Thank you, appreciate it. Also, this is the reason why. This is also the reason why I always talk about how, like, Reinhardt doesn't get buffed because Reinhardt dominates with a very high win rate. Not that Ryan doesn't need buffs, keep that in mind. It's like players love to play this style of Overwatch a lot of the time.
Happy Bingo Friday Eve.
And as you climb, this will happen a lot less. This type of play style, but players like the idea and want to play behind a shield and play like this, which is why Ryan will have those high win rates because players are comfortable in that play style. So, all right, here we go. I want to point something out to you. You just pinged that their sim is high ground. I want you to take a look at the kill feed. What do you see in the kill feed? Keep in mind, a Symmetra TP'd up to high ground has now taken an off angle. And what happens? They get in a limb. Do you see this? Now, let's reverse back to your team. We got one DPS here, we have two DPS here. Both on low ground. You're on Sojourn, a hero with mobility to go high ground, which your cooldown's up now. And you pinged them and then didn't go for them at all after that. The sim gets out, the sim gets in a limb off that off angle. Now, whether or not they win the team fight, they created an opportunity for their teammates to be able to make a play. And that is what you can do when you're playing Sojourn. By the way, they're on point behind you. Behind you. They're literally, there's a sim behind you. Behind you, there's a sim. All right, now let's just pause again for a second. If you were up here playing high grounds, either high ground, you would have vision of this and not know there's people like behind you going for like almost like this pinch play. You see this? Instead, you're just defaulting low ground. So you said like you're losing a lot of games and like you want to know what to do. I'm telling you right now, I'm already seeing stuff you can massively improve on. And a lot of that is just be willing to make plays. And it's interesting because like we've been watching a bit more PLAT recently. And you notice how I'm not usually talking about the mechanical side of it? It's more of like, it really feels like some players are willing to go make plays and other players are waiting for something to happen. Is that a good way to explain it? Thank you for the GG on TikTok. I don't know what that is, like, what it adds up to, but thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry, I don't know all of it. I know what the roses are, and I know what the something else is. All right, here we go. High ground above you. High ground above you. Don't play low ground. Oh, you use your mobility, but you... I'm okay with you backing up, though. But I do want to point out, you're using your mobility. Ready? And 3, 2, 1, and let's ult. Let's hit that ult button here, and let's fall back. All right. Okay, let's ult now. There you go. Okay, so you spent your whole ultimate shooting at a Emongg. You could literally slide to the left, even slide to the right, and you might have been able to get in the limb there. Right? But instead, you just sat there and did nothing. You see what I mean? You're in the spot right now where, and maybe you don't play like this all the time. Maybe it's because you've hit a 10-game losing streak where you're just playing way too safe. It's okay to play aggressive. All right? It's okay to play aggressive. And I know you're hearing me mention that multiple times, but like I have to just keep showcasing what's happening. You're just sitting here. Please take high ground. Please. The sim is taking high ground. Okay? Like the sim who benefits playing the playstyle you're playing is taking more high ground than you as Sojourn. You see the problem here? By the way, I just saw this, and this is just a slight reminder. I just watched you shoot charge into the sim TP. Beforehand, you might be able to argue, okay, you're not gonna have your charge up in time. They just recently changed it where you'll keep 25 of your Sojourn like energy or whatever they call it. So don't waste that next time because you're gonna keep 25 no matter what. It doesn't go below 25, obviously, unless you shoot, what you did, and you gave up that energy. Obviously, you got it back later on, but I want to point out that's an example of Sojourn. Michelle, thanks for the tournament thing. Appreciate it. You need to send your VOD when you play tank, but you're silver 4. Yeah. We watch everybody from bronze 5. We have a master's VOD coming up next.
Play tank, but in silver 4th round.
That's it. As long as it can be an entertaining game to watch, as well as being able to give some advice, I mean, it's fine. Hey, you went high ground now. I'm happy to see this. You can stay up here for a little bit if you want. Try not to fall down here and default next to your team. And we're on the low ground again. All right. Oh, you had the idea for a second. You went to go up the stairs, and then you said, nope, I'm good. This ends now. Nice shot. Good ult. Good job. You're getting pocketed too, so go through this. Nice. I'm okay that you go through this. It's fine. That is totally fine. Good ult. Now be aggressive. You're fine here. And they res one, actually. Wait 1 second. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, a little bit better on target focus now because I see you going for squishies. Obviously, you're going to get rolled by the Reaper, but yeah, I'm telling you right now, just be a bit more proactive with your play. I'm gonna be honest with you, like you're just not going for, you're not doing any playmaking. You're just waiting on something to happen, and the same thing keeps happening. Let me kind of like, what's a good way to explain this? All right, I'm gonna pause for a second. Okay, they are running Reaper and Symmetra. Now let me ask you, chat, what play style does Reaper and Symmetra benefit from? Close range. Sojourn benefits from mid-range to even long range at times. So you're sitting here playing like a Reaper in a sim, and you're playing into what's going to work for that team rather than playing into what your strengths are. Playmaking. You'll be surprised at how much value you can get even if you miss every single shot on off angle. I'm not even kidding you.
Let's send a message.
Okay, last time you went top left from the get-go, I want you to do that again. Ready? Go top left. Go top left. Top left. This is perfect. You see the Reaper in front of you. You see the Sim. You know you have free reign high ground. Look at everybody's there. Oh, never mind. Zarya played to her aggro. It worked out in your favor. I have no idea what that Zarya was. And you died to Sim turrets. Okay. Yeah, I really, it's the same thing. You're running it down with your team. Just take it off angle. Just please. That's all you got to do. Top left. Take top left. All right, we're going back to the same spot. I want to point something out here, by the way. Okay? First of all, this Sim's TPing in. If you go top left, you have one thing to worry about. And don't even here. It isn't even a Sim turret. Look at this. I want you to see this angle. What happens if you're up here? You see this? This is considered an off angle. Something that I would recommend. You see this? Look what's happening. This is what I'm trying to showcase to you. Why aren't you up here? Why? Everybody would fall back there. You're dying to a Reaper. They're not even teleporting into you. They're walking at you because you're right there. Well, the reason why they're not even pressing the slide button half the time is because they're not even able to react to a Reaper or a Sim. Just roll them in 2 seconds. Like, you're just... This is fine because you're at range now. Your teammates... Oh, yeah, you're good. That's sad. So, as I was saying, you spent the majority of this game not going for any plays. You're purely reliant on your teammates making a play. And at the same time, let's go to the flip side of this. You have a Symmetra on their team who is teleporting to your backline, putting Sim turrets in your backline. You have a Reaper who's coming in from certain angles. Sometimes the Reaper would come in 3 to 4 shots from the side, right? And they were going in and they were getting ellipse. They were trying different things. You were going to the same spot, waiting on the same result. And that's what the difference maker is right now in this game. You have 2 DPS on the other team who are willing to make plays, and your team, you have 2 DPS who are playing low ground, relying on something to happen. And especially when you have 2 DPS players waiting for someone to make a play, that's when nothing happens, and that's where you're at right now. Now you're on Bastion, okay. I mean, Bastion's gonna play into your play. Like, Bastion, you can play a little bit of that front line now, see? Different hero now. You mind? Different hero? This can work. All right, good job. Got the Reaper. It jumps off high ground immediately. Oh, 100%. Oh, I'm not even... that was a given. I'm not even surprised by that at this point. Okay. Big slam. Holy crap. It's okay to drop off the high ground there, by the way. If we talk about that one, that's okay for the follow-up. Go back high ground, though. You shouldn't lose this. If your Mercy, if your Valk, I mean, not your Valk, if your Pharah can get a good ult off here, you shouldn't lose this. You should be fine. This is probably going to be a draw, right? Where would you lose this at? No, they went. Okay, you hear them. You hear, yeah. They're going underneath you, though, I think. Well, I mean, I think. I literally see them on the screen. Yeah, I'm really smart. Yeah, your BAP's out of position. What are you doing? What are you, whoa. What is going on here? What are you waiting? I mean, that you know what? That right there was a perfect way to describe how your playstyle is. You just sat there doing absolutely nothing, waiting for something to happen. I'm telling you right now, once that soldier sprinted away, they're not gonna duck back in there. If they do, good play by them. You had the opportunity to have high ground as Bastion, to look down on the point, probably get 2 limbs, at the very least make them back up. Instead, you just sit there and you stare at a doorway doing nothing while your teammates, and this is why, biggest improvement for you, and it's good that we can see this, right? Because like sometimes it's like the feedback can be different, like I have to give you multiple, like this is a pretty like obvious one for me. Be more proactive in your play, try to have more playmaking, take off angles, don't stand behind don't stand behind your tank like they're playing Reinhardt and you're just following a tank in. If you're playing against heroes that are close range, don't play close range to them. You kept giving them free picks. That is how you'll break this losing streak, and that's how you'll start to go on a win streak. All right? If you like this video, make sure to the like button. Subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Every day uploads on those. A lot of awesome videos. Make sure to check them out. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You will see my Discord. That is where you can submit those. We also record these live on stream. You can see my Twitch chat below the webcam right there. Make sure to stop by the stream. We have a lot of fun here. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.